All right, I have a returning guest on tonight, Patrick Ouellette, aka Patrick Danger Goulet, aka Buzz Gordon, back for round two, pal. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You nailed that intro.
Thank you. I'm just winging it, man. Hey, a lot has happened since last time you've been on the pod.
Yeah, I have been doing a bunch of, a little bit of everything. So thank you very much again for reaching out to me. This is awesome. I know we kind of went back and forth on when we are going to do it, and I don't know, we just found a very small window in between both of our lives. And yeah, we are doing a lot. The Comedy Mill has been all over the local community, and we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. So
Yeah, that's the part that's cool, and that's why we're doing this. Because last time we spoke, you were just a little bit into it. I think you were having your first like bigger Saturday night show, and like fast forward all these months later, 1 year anniversary. So tell me
that is
about
correct.
yeah, tell me about the show that's coming up this weekend. Like date, time, place. Like I want to hear all about it. Fill me in.
Of course. Behind me, I have the first show. Oh, it's like a
Oh yeah,
mirror. I can't do it.
Biddeford belly laughs.
Correct. That's upstairs at Mulligan's. We had an excellent time with Brendan Ayer. He almost like did us a favor because he's like a real big name around. He's been countrywide touring. He's actually came back home. He's got a really good tour. We were able to get him for our 1 year anniversary. We are ecstatic. And it's really kind of a full circle moment. It's going to be at Mulligan's upstairs this Saturday on June 14th. Pre-sale will be on the internet through the QR code or in the bio on Instagram or on Facebook. I believe it's 15 prior and 20 at the door.
Yep.
The doors are at 7. The show's at 8. It's me, Paul, and Nate. We're going to bring our hilarities to it. And then we got a whole nother gang of characters. We got Sarah Mathers. Mather, no S, sorry. I'm French. What do you want from me? But she's hilarious. We're pumped to have her. Then we have Connor McGrath he's doing his debut at the Comedy Mill. We just kind of missed dates and whatnot. And this is like the perfect fit for him. Not that he couldn't headline, he totally can, but we just haven't had him. We have a huge show. So we're basically having a dual headliner. Like Brendan is just a really cool mentor. He's been a nice dude for the community and the area in general. He's freaking hilarious, and we're pumped to have him. And it's going to be a great time.
What's Brendan's situation? Where's he from?
Yeah. No fucking clue, Randy.
I am definitely not cutting that. So no clue.
No. Okay, sorry. I think he's from the Chicago area, but he was local here. He was kind of the reason why we know him is because he was teaching classes on how to be a comic when we first started doing this.
That makes
Paul
sense.
took the class.
It's not like he's
Correct.
a Biddeford guy. I'm like, because I don't know him. I don't recognize his name from like just being a local person. So that's not what it is. It's through that.
My apologies. Cool. I'm really bad at. It's kind of hard to get to know anybody when your nickname is Buzz. You know,
True.
Like I have a good story about that. Like you're at Hannaford, somebody comes around, runs up to you, and they're like, "Whoa, Buzz! Oh, I haven't seen you in forever. What you been up to?" And you tell them nothing. And you go, "Yeah, when's the last time I saw you?" Like, "Oh, like at Brad's house, like 15 years ago." Like, thank God I didn't tell this person anything, you know. But it's just one of those things with. So apologies to Brendan. Thank you. Don't cancel our show if you see this before. But we're pumped to have him. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure where. But he's been on Late Night with Seth Meyers. He's been on Comedy Central. He's toured the country. He's actually doing a local theater show with another really good friend of ours, Johnny Ader. Johnny Ader, where is he from? Also, no clue, but thick Maine accent. So somewhere up here in New England, bub.
If you make it on Seth Meyers and some of those like late night shows, that's a sign. That's a sign that you've done all right for yourself.
Oh, it is. It's like a moniker. Like you can't wait to get there. It's definitely well, I don't even know what moniker means, but maybe a feather in your cap.
It's a good thought because when you said moniker, I was like, is that what that is? I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's not. I'm just going to use real big words with more than 2 syllables. I have no idea what they mean, but hopefully it makes me sound smart.
Let's just roll with it. How many people fit upstairs Mulligan's?
Well, Brendan was our largest crowd, but I think it was just everyone was very excited that Biddeford had something new to go and enjoy. And, I mean, it's like a fish. Every time I talk about it, the crowd gets bigger. So I would say like 140 to 160 people showed up to the first show. It was excellent. And then ever since then, we've continued to have nonstop laughs. The crowd could go anywhere from 40 to 65, which is still lets us make our nut. We break even. Like I think during the course of the full year of doing shows upstairs, we're basically broke even with the amount of money that goes into it. We do some things maybe some other productions don't do. just so that the comics that are coming know that we enjoy their time and we're really excited that they're there.
Well, it is a passion project for you, though, too. It's something you truly love, and I'm sure it's brought a lot of joy to your life in the past year. And who knows where it goes from here? I mean, you're 1 year into this passion project. So, yeah, if I broke even 1 year after doing something like I truly loved, with no idea where it goes from here, that'd be a win in my book. Who
Yeah.
knows? The sky's the limit, dude.
Right. We're hard on ourselves because we wish we were like rolling in money. I mean, who wouldn't? But breaking even is excellent. We came from nowhere. We kind of just fell into this because we just were wondering if we could find a venue closer than Portland. Portland and Bangor, Lewis and Auburn, like a lot of areas have recognized that we're doing what we're doing. They're enjoying it too. So we have a lot of back and forth cross promotional things, which brings me to my next point.
Yeah.
Next month, me, Paul, and Nate, the Comedy Mill, is going to be co-producing the Portland, Maine Comedy Festival. And we're super excited for that, Randy. It's
Where
one
is
of
it?
those things where, well, it's in Portland. It's going to be, we basically bombard the whole area with comics.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, on July 17th to the 20th. We have volunteers. We have people from out of state. Everyone's going to kind of congregate in Portland, and we have shows afternoons, early dinner, late dinner, and then like featured shows at night. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We usually do a large headliner at the State Theater. That's still in the works, so no announcement here. But regardless who we get, the headliner's amazing, but really the whole weekend is amazing for local comics that don't get a lot of gigs, but they're going to be able to participate. Last year we just kind of went as volunteers. Like the sky's the limit for us. We didn't really know what we were doing. Some people weren't around for this year, and then since what we've been up to for the past year, they trusted us to see what's going on, which is absolutely the most nerve-wracking thing ever because I don't really know what we're going to bring to the table, but we hope we're bringing something really well.
Yeah.
And we're just going to try our best.
Keep growing it, dude.
That's correct. Yeah. Don't stop. Like, even if you're failing and bombing, almost sit there and enjoy it, and you can only be there for so long.
So, all right, how about this? What have you learned in the past year of doing comedy? Anything in particular?
Oh,
Like the business side of things, or even just the comedy wise part of things? Just any learnings?
it's weird you say that because I have learned a whole deal, and it's like I learned a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a lot from your great friends, points and tips on how you interact with others, and you've ignored them your whole life. Then you meet a bunch of comics who are absolute strangers, and just like your regular life, half of them fucking love it, and half of them give you the same advice. For me, it's like, every once in a while, shut the fuck up and sit in the corner. Or just don't be so excited, which I am. I really enjoy what I do. I try to show that to others, and some people don't. It's not that it's a bad thing, but they'll be like, whoa, Buzz is intense. I have learned where to throttle that back and enjoy just being there. Like, let somebody else cook. It's okay. You don't have to always do it yourself or try to,
That takes time. So there's that side of things.
Yeah, it's
Has
been
it been
38
like a
years. I haven't still figured it out.
You're making progress. Is there are there things that you would have done differently in the past year? Or has it just all gone basically according to plan for the most part?
When you say something aloud, it kind of puts it in the ether and almost brings good or bad karma depending on your viewpoint. So really, I wouldn't change anything just because of how whirlwind it's been. The opportunities have come and gone. You can't really be upset that some of them you didn't capitalize on. You can't be upset that ones you capitalized on didn't become as big as you wanted them to be. Just really just enjoy the whole thing. So, I mean, the business-wise, no, we're just enjoying ourselves. I would say it's not like I have no regrets, but at the same time, talking business isn't really my forte.
Yeah, you're a comic.
What does that mean? I resent that remark.
How about moving forward? So you obviously have this show coming up. You have the fest coming up in July, but has your vision changed over time for what you want the comedy bill? You're just taking it week by week, month by month, and
we definitely have a vision, but that's kind of what me and the other two boys have. And it's not that we're trying to keep it close-chested, but we have some fun things coming up to expand. We just have seen a lot of excellent comics try to do something and go too big, too quick, and then just all of a sudden it not work. So right now we're kind of just happy doing with what we're doing. If a whole nother year goes by, we broke even, we still have maintained a great relationship with our venues we work with, the comics we work with. It's not an easy thing. Like it's wild. The comics have a very interesting personality. People that run venues or rooms that want you to come over also have their own shtick. Bunch of sharks out there. So since we're kind of good, not that we get taken advantage of, but I definitely try to give everything I have to someone, and I might have put myself out there a little too far, but hope that they leave the conversation like, oh, he's a good guy, and I don't give him shit just because I lost out on it. I mean, I don't care. I just wanted to make sure the audience and the crew that I brought somewhere had a great time.
Yeah. So how about your bread and butter with the Comedy Mill? Was it weekly? Like, you guys are doing weekly stuff at Mulligan's besides the show that you have coming up and the bigger shows that you've done. Like, that's what Comedy Mill is, right?
The bread and butter is the free show. So, I mean, I guess you could say that's still even breaking even. But you got people coming through that are like, don't you usually have a tip jar? Go, oh, we forgot to mention that. And they'll slip you like a 20.
Yeah.
All that goes to our treasurer, Nathan Kern. Thank you, sir. And it just kind of sits there in a pocket. Then we're like, oh, we need a new mic. We need a new stand. We should get this. Right now we're selling T-shirts, so that's really cool. Shameless plug.
Back.
Yeah, exactly. It's a large symbol here, and then there's one in the small breast pocket.
Yeah.
Those run for $25 a piece right now. I mean, I think that that's a fair price, but even saying that, I guess you know my poker face, it is not a fair price. $25
so, where do you buy them online, or you buy them like word of mouth? Like, hey.
Oh, we bought them online. We got burned one time. We really want to get some shirts made for our first show, and they weren't bad, but they just weren't what we were looking for. So when we got enough money, really when I was like, boys, when I get my tax cut back, we're going to get some shirts. We just went through rush order tees, just got 100 T-shirts, medium to double XL, different numerations, which is crazy. I should have got like 10 smalls. Everyone's a small, then, you know, one guy will come, you're triple XL.
Jesus.
Exactly. Nice. Look at me. Yeah, correct. I haven't been in a small since kindergarten.
Tell me about it, dude. So, but you're selling those at the shows, even during the week, and obviously this weekend coming up.
Yeah, the week's great, and yes, we want to push the shows on the weekends, of course, because we allow the people that have never done it before, or people that are just really stringing something along. You can see they're building momentum, maybe even doing more shows in Orlando, or Orchard Beach, or Portland. Like, there's other shows around where they can go, and if they're building steam, catch somebody's eye. We go, hey, let them open for this month's show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the whole idea.
Where do they do shows in Orchard?
Great question. Good friends of the show, Gabriel Perez and Sean Boucher, they were doing shows. They're the Final Bistro, and they were doing shows at Munjoy Hill in Portland.
Yep.
And then they just started doing an open mic on Monday nights at the Whaler. So right there, I think that's Atlantic Street, right?
Yeah.
Next to like Lisa's Pizza.
Yep.
And on either West or East Grand, or I think even the main strip going down. Like, remember when, was it your class president or the class president before you ran like a dance club up there? It was club level.
I think.
Yeah, Chris or Matt Lozon?
Yeah, Matt. It might have been Matt Lozon that did it. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was like before you were 21. I was like, Right.
But it was also any age, just you had to be over like 16, which was terrifyingly creepy. Anyway, moving on. Somewhere on the main strip, they rented out a spot, or leased out a spot for the summer called Flip Flops. It's going to be, it's gaining a lot of traction on the socials, and I can't wait for their first show. So shout out to
awesome.
Gabe.
You guys can support each other. Like Biddeford, Saco, Orchard, it's all kind of one little area. So to support those guys on Mondays, they support you guys on Tuesdays, and just whatever else other comedy you have going on in the rest of Southern Maine.
Wednesdays, but yes.
Oh, Wednesdays. Yours is Wednesdays. My bad.
It's okay. I've only mentioned it like 3 or 4 times. So, I know, I should be ragdolling the guy that's running it, giving me an opportunity to promo. I just feel like you're an older brother of mine just because I love Matt so much. I'd give Matt so much hell, and oh my God. No, I watched that show, and you guys have a great relationship. I love your back and forth when it comes to movies, too.
We do good. Yeah. I wish we could do it more. It's hard to see as many things as we want, but we always have a good time talking about the things that we do talk about.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great dynamic. because Matt, I think, is more technical, like knows all of the actors, what they've been in. I think you're more like the common person. It's like I just
Yeah.
watch this for enjoyment, and I remember them from this, that, the other. Matt's like fucking on it, dude. He
You
knows
know, it's
exactly.
funny. So we share our reviews online on social media. You might see them on Instagram, whatever, in our stories. And like,
Mhm.
I'll just give whatever I watch a grade, and maybe do like a 2 sentence thing or a 1 sentence thing. And Matt has like a freaking multi-paragraph review that's very well written, and I'm just like, God damn, he's
Right.
got it. So he's the talent. I'm just the guy that organizes stuff.
Which is fine. I mean, you need a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
It's great though, because I don't know, movies and things they kind of had a lull, but they're coming back in a big way. I haven't seen Sinners yet, but you guys talked about it with such ferocity.
It
Like,
was
can't
awesome,
wait to
dude.
check it.
It's
It
on
wasn't.
it's on digital now. So I mean, if you download stuff on Prime or Apple or whatever, you can pay for it if you wanted to. But
No, it's
yeah,
it's there. Just my girl doesn't like horror movies, and I was like, it's probably not. It's like a drama, like thriller, and she's like,
yeah, it's
nah.
almost like a period piece that happens to have vampires in it. It's worth checking out. But if she's not into that thing, I'm not into that sort of stuff too. Matt loves that stuff, but I did really like that movie.
Yeah,
What's on the
loves
watch list
vampire.
for you?
Oh, watch list.
What is there something that you're looking forward to that me and Matt gonna know about for the Rashables?
Oh, well, what is it? Ed Astor, the guy that did Midsummer
Yep.
and Hereditary. He's got a
Yep.
Eddington that looks. The promotionals coming out. It's going to start next year, but even just what they're discussing in it just
Yep.
seems
That
so
guy's awesome.
creepy. He is amazing. Yes, I think A24 really took him and a couple of other people under their wing, and they're just making excellent movies. Like The Studio with Seth Rogen. Have you watched any
Yeah.
of that?
Freaking love the studio.
It was awesome, man. It really was. I
I
think.
can't wait to talk to Matt about it. Matt hasn't started it yet, but dude, that show was awesome. Like, just
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I like the inner workings of Hollywood, like behind the scenes Hollywood stuff. Like, I
Correct.
don't know how true to real life that actually is, but
I
if
don't
it's
even care.
anything like that, it's very fascinating to me that like there's people that do what those people do, live that
Right.
type of life.
Yeah, lift the veil a little, like just so you can see. Some of my favorite comics right now have like YouTubes where before they go on stage, it's just somebody's filming the green room. They'll piece together like 30 minutes. I'm sure it was 2.5 hours or whatever,
Yeah,
but they'll piece together like a 30-minute thing before each person goes out. It's just fun to see
what it's
them
like.
ball busting and hanging what's going on. Yes.
Totally.
Seth Rogen did a great job with it.
It was
Yeah, I
great.
can't wait to see Matt's take.
He's gonna love it. But I liked how they did like a lot of like one shot. I mean, they even had an episode I think it was called The Oneer that where the whole thing was like
Yes.
one, and it's like the cameras are always like moving around them, and they're walking from scene to scene, and the conversations kind of shift from one person to the next, and it's really done well technically, and it's freaking funny as hell too. I mean, what's that guy's name? Sal freaking Saperstein. Everyone's thanking him at the
At the Golden Globes.
at the Golden Globes.
Right. And yeah, he blew up. That's actually the only reason why Severance stayed on my list is how it was shot.
Oh,
It was because it's really nothing. It's white backgrounds. It's a cube farm. You're never quite sure what's going on, but they did a good job with the close-ups, how they interact with the character and following them.
hmm.
They've had a lot. I watched a little behind the scenes too with the gentleman that leads the whole thing from Parks and Rec.
Well, you
Whatever.
know who's in charge of the whole thing is Ben Stiller. Is like a producer. Is Ben Stiller, but there's some other people too. That is one of my favorite shows. If
I know
anyone's
you
listening to
guys.
Rehashables, that's like peak Rehashables, man. Severance is where
I
it's
like
at.
how you and Matt's next episode was not only what was the
Well,
title?
we did a whole Severance breakdown after the finale, which was fun. It was the first episode that we ever did. Like, we watched the finale, and then I think we recorded at like 10:30 at night.
Oh,
Freaking
cool.
exhausted. And it was the first time we did that. But then we did another Rehashables a couple weeks later, and it's like, guys, it's not just Severance, but it kind of is a lot about Severance. So it's just one of those shows that I think,
I,
like watching shows over the years. If you had a podcast that you could, like, if you could watch a show and then there was a podcast to listen to, it added to it for at least for me and for him. So like that's what we kind of wanted to do with that.
yeah, it's great. If I had a lot of that when I was younger, I probably would have done more like theater or improv because it's not that we were popular, but we knew how to interact with others, even the band and theater kid, or like the bully asshole jock kid. Like, you know how to handle all of the situations.
Yeah.
Maybe even stick up for whoever's being bullied. And if we use some of that in high school or middle school, did you ever dance with Mrs. Archambault?
I have no idea who Mrs. Archambault is.
Well, when Matt did like Grease and Technicolor Dream Jesus and the Technicolor,
At St. James.
yeah,
Dude,
that was like the
that's
only
so
thing I
funny.
ever
I
got.
remember none of that. I think I'm the worst big brother.
Oh, absolutely not. You still talk to each other, so that's cool. You got your head busted up pretty good, so CTE is
I
just
did.
showing
So
his
I
true
have
colors.
there's a window of time that I don't remember that clearly. And honestly, I remember zero of that. I might not have gone to that. I might have been in college for that.
Oh, you know what? You might have. You're right. But those are very fond memories. If I stuck with that, because we all just thought this was kind of different. I don't want to say anything bad. It was just wasn't like go with the flow when you were a kid. If we had internet or things back then, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to actually sit here. This is kind of a niche for me. I didn't realize any of those things before.
Totally.
Me, Paul, and Nate were actually background actors in a film that was being shot at Mulligan's. They were looking for extras, and
You kidding
we
me?
all wore. It goes on. We all wore our comedy mill shit. We're gonna get this in the background. And I've 100% seen pictures of my back because you don't want to use my face, but I have the largest back.
Like, who's this guy? Cut that guy.
Get that guy out of here. But we're just sitting around yucking it up, having fun, being respectful too. When they gave us pointers, just of course. Background, we're trying to be like, act like you're talking, but don't talk. How difficult
Which is
that
weird. Which is a weird thing to do.
I've never made and I've never laughed so hard. It's almost like being at a funeral where someone says something completely inappropriate, but you're not supposed to laugh loud, so you're holding it in. Amazing
What was the
time.
movie?
Oh,
It might not be.
I think it's
memorable
called
enough.
Red Tide, and it's by a gentleman named Chet. I'll give you the name after. You can put it right here.
Is it out though? Is the movie been released at this point, or not?
It is
You're not.
not.
Even sure?
I think we were one of the first times they filmed together and took the next week off to go to a lake house and put the story together. But he's already done a film on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Yeah, it was excellent. We had a great time. He's done some commercials too for other things I believe it was Blue Chew, which that's hilarious, but it's also a huge name right now. So why wouldn't you be excited about that?
That's cool, man. You're in the movie. When are you going to get an IMDb page? That's what's next.
After this movie, I'm going to make it myself.
Can you do that? Yeah.
I'm not. Well, I didn't know anybody. Again, I'm not very good. I'm better with faces and not your name. Just remembering. Oh, I didn't hate you, or I remember hanging out with you and talking. And we were shooting the breeze at a table, and it was Spose. I didn't know it was Spose, but I've been to a couple of concerts with Spose, or to see Spose. I had no idea it was actually him. And the scene is the guy goes, "Hey, are you Spose?" And he goes, "Nah, but I got to get out of here." Turns around, and he asks me to move out of the way. And I turn around and go, "Oh, Spose, what's up?" He goes, "Hey," and he daps me up. And then I take a selfie, which in the moment I was actually able to take a selfie, which came out wicked cool. I'm going to send it to Chet, the guy that did it. And he was like, "Oh, I'll just stick that in the end credits." It was just a cool moment.
That's cool. Love
it was really neat. But I guess that's my introduction to movies. Besides being filmed for the lip sync competition at St. James School.
They don't do that anymore. They bring it back. You're gonna have to do a comedy mill night for SJS, dude.
Well, I'll do it I think we would do it for anyone for a fundraiser. I know that you are coaching, and congratulations on your year, by the way. You guys went pretty far. You and your daughter, yeah?
That's why, and we're not done yet. That's why I have such a hard time finding time to do anything else. It's man, we're recording this at nighttime because it's impossible for me to talk before freaking here. What is it, 9 o'clock right now? So.
Yeah. Well, how dare you be a good father? Sorry. And then a couple other movies, because again, I can't watch horror, so it's almost like a delicacy. I see it come over and come through. It's the other one. It's called. There was this promo called where all these kids are running out of their house. The movie's going to be called Weapons. And it's one of those things.
Is this really? You're making this up?
It was 2 hours of Zooms, cameras watching children at the age of 11 running out of their house and running down the street. I think it's just promotional, but it just seems really creepy. And then I think the Facebook Reels got me for.
This is a real movie. This isn't Buzz pitching movies right now. That is a real thing.
No, it's a viral take. They took it. They just did that. It's black and white footage or CCTV. They had a little bit of the storyline, but it's just kind of creepy, showing these kids all running away, where it might be something that's kind of ominous in the background. It looks like a
I'll have to look this up.
freak show.
Type it.
And then what was it? Bring Her Back looks pretty wild too. So
What's
I
that?
think
Catch me up.
there's a woman that's trying to bring her daughter back, but in order to do so, she's foster caring for other children and then doing very sinister things to them to see if they'll turn into
You
her
know what's
daughter.
too bad is that Matt's not here for this call. I wish I could like press a button and have him like enter the pod, because the horror scene, like the scary scene, that's a Matt thing. You know, I'm more like a sci-fi, like fantasy guy, a little bit of adult comedy here and there. You know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm huge into sci-fi. You got any good sci-fis coming up your way, or anything that you saw that was?
No, so here's the things that, like, if anyone listens to some of the older reactables, there's two movies that I want to see this summer. One of them is the Mission Impossible movie, and I just don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon. It came out a few weeks ago. And then, have you ever seen any of the John Wick movies?
Yes, Ballerina.
Ballerina to me looks freaking awesome. I heard it's getting some pretty good reviews. So that came out last week. Like, so if I'm going to get to the movies in the next few weeks, like, those are the movies that I'm going to see.
Yeah, check that out for sure. I definitely want to see those as well. For sci-fi, though, the Predator movie promos have been looking pretty good.
There's a Predator animated movie on Hulu, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I haven't seen the anime.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
So you must be talking. There is a new movie coming out. I think it's called Predator Badlands, I think is what it's called. It might be coming out next year.
World War II era?
Yeah, it's set in the past. Kind of like the Prey movie that had just come out. It was kind of set in Native American times. But yeah, it'd be interesting if that's the route they go now moving forward. But there's a new Predator animated show on Hulu, and but anyone that I pay attention to online says that it's like the best Predator anything that's ever been made. When I freaking love Predator 1. You know, and I actually like some of the different Predator movies that are out there. But they say this animated movie on Hulu right now is the best Predator anything ever made. I'm a little bit leery because I'm not a big animated movie kind of guy, but it might be worth checking out.
Well, if you've seen them all and you're like interested in the lore, like I've been on like a Reddit page, just interested, then this sounds right up my alley. I didn't even know it was there. I like that they're going to the angle,
and it was getting like perfect tens.
No way. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't on my radar even in the slightest. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, dude, Predator was awesome back in the day. That was a great movie.
Well, yeah, even the second one with I'm getting too old for this from Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It was excellent. The only one I didn't like was the one with too much CGI. What was it called? The Predator?
I don't know which one. One of the ones I didn't like was the Alien versus Predator one. There was a couple of them, like maybe Requiem might have been the name of it.
Yeah, Requiem was trash. The first one was cool though. The first
Garbage.
one the first one where they go underground to the temple. I thought
there was
that
like
was
the temples in like Antarctica, I think. So
yeah.
Yes, that was cool. But I think the Requiem was the low point one. But I think when you get back to Predator 2, that's what kind of started that whole Alien Predator war, because I think there was an alien skull in the ship that they went in the end.
Right.
So and then
he falls through a duct. Yes, yeah, and then he killed it. So then, like the chief Predator gives him the gun that comes up in the movie Prey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it's old school gun. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That was a great little tie-in.
It was really cool. I loved it. No, that's sick. But the new one, Badlands, does look excellent. I think that they should do that. If they don't make these huge blockbusters, like almost lower it to maybe a movie, a TV show series or something.
Honestly,
there's definitely people that want it.
I like movies, but TV shows are kind of where it's at, dude. I like you can really do a story if it's done well over 6-8 episodes. You know, still good special effects. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think some of my favorite shows from back in the day were like 24 episode shows, which is freaking insane, you know. But like now, all the best shows are borderline miniseries, 6 to 8 to 10 episodes, and that seems to be the sweet spot. So give me a Predator TV show any freaking day.
Yeah, they definitely found the recipe. Like, can you imagine if The Hangover, let's say, even if it's a comedy, and they made 4 of them, which is way too many, but you could have done 2 seasons and soaked that up for 2 full years. You probably would have made a boatload more, or whatever. It just, sometimes you slow play, and a lot of people water cooler conversations and move through.
Word of mouth
definitely
kicks
figure
in.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah, and then you can binge watch it. Sure.
Have you ever, were you ever an Office or Parks and Rec guy? Do you know what I'm talking about with either one of those shows?
Both, with like the side eye, fourth wall break, where they're looking at the camera.
Kind of like documentary type things, where they're interjecting these interviews, and it's like both of those shows were freaking awesome.
Ron Swanson, when he's like, she's here, he like breaks open a ceiling tile, he's got a bug out bag. He disappears. Who's Ron Swanson, the gentleman that's like the man's man?
Yeah, totally, yeah. He has like an alternate personality that plays music in these like jazz clubs.
Yes, something steel.
Hey, that show is unbelievable. And Ron Swanson is a legitimate classic character for all
it
like
was.
sitcoms.
I couldn't believe some of the things they got away with because it was on NBC. It was just so
Yeah,
outrageous.
things have changed a little bit.
Well, the pendulum sways both ways. I would say that. Every once in a while, they kind of tighten it up, and then they let things go a little haywire. For TV.
You know, it does. Yeah, I mean, hey, at some point, it would be nice if things eased up a little bit. But you know, you watch some shows now. I mean, I think a big part of The Office was what started like the "That's what he said," or "That's what she said." That and a lot of those things where it'd be like, "That's what she said." And you look at the screen, like I don't know if all of those things would fly now on network TV.
I think you're right. I'm not sure either, but it was a great foundation for Parks and Rec, we'll say. And then Modern Family kind of did the same kind of thing, where you get like the third-person monologue when they're sitting on a couch talking to the camera.
Yeah.
That's a real interesting way to do a sitcom. I like that.
So I was never a big Modern Family guy, but I was just talking to someone about this the other day, and they were like, it's one of the best comedies ever on TV. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay.
It is up there for some people. I mean, it is great, by the way. It's so funny how you can enjoy Parks and Rec, The Office, and then Modern Family. All of them are shot same style.
Yeah.
Same different types of characters, like the goody two-shoes, the wild card, the wife of the wild card. Like, all of those things are still all the same, yet they're different storylines, like different jokes. Yeah, it's cool to see that they can still pump that out, but, I mean, just because different people live different lives. Oh, my God. It's incredible how that's almost as if that's why you enjoy hanging out with other families, because they're living their own sitcom. You and your buddy take off to go to watch the fire. You leave your wife with, the other wife, and you guys are just exchanging stories of what's going on, and it's just hilarity. It's good stuff.
That's why those shows relate, though, because that's just life, and there's all these funny moments in day-to-day life.
Nope, relatable is very funny. That if I did learn one thing, Randy, it would be that you don't always have to cross the line. Like sometimes being cutesy is more funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always wanted to be like the most. Yeah, I always wanted to be the most brash, most offensive. But if you're just being silly and having fun, that almost kind of brings the whole crowd in, rather than 2 or 3 that just think you're an ass. It almost pushes other people away.
Yeah. So that's not the kind of comedy that you guys like. That's not necessarily what the Comedy Mill is all about. Like,
no, you know what? To be honest, if you're funny, we'll have you. Yeah. It's an open mic, so it's free, and you'll know if you like. The crowd will tell you they'll laugh at an offensive joke, but they won't laugh at 3 of them.
Yeah.
You kind of like wear out your time if you're just always pushing the button. You need to like dance around it and then push it and then get away and be. That's what I would say is what I think. I don't know anything, Randy. It's been a year.
Hey, you're figuring it out, man.
Correct. And that's not what the Comedy Mill is all about. The Comedy Mill is just be funny. Bring what you got. And don't be afraid of criticism from other people that also don't know what they're talking about.
Do you find that there's a lot of people that are willing to put themselves out there that have never done comedy before at these things, or are the open mics filled with people that just go around doing different open mics?
So I think we have one of the largest crowds of new comics. They hear about it, they come over, they don't want to do it, but Paul or Nate or I get to talk to them and be like, just give it a shot. Like, you don't even have to do 5 minutes. You got like 3 jokes that you love reciting that your dad has, even if they're street jokes. Go up there, get your laugh, and it's almost like euphoric. Like, I can't believe I made 7 people in that audience laugh. And then you could be hooked, and you want to be here every week writing your own jokes, doing your own thing. We have had a lot of new comics come, and they've continued to come back. Some have left and done their own thing, like Jordan Corbin. Sorry if I got your name wrong, buddy. But he is closer to the Dover, Rochester area, and he does an open mic on Sundays at Tokens in Dover, and he's kicked around with us a little bit.
It's cool.
I love it. It's really
you mentioned
cool.
it, like it being euphoric. I mean, it's just like any type of performer, stage performer, musician, comedian. Like there is a rush to being in front of those people and
Yeah.
connecting with them and making them laugh. It's like I could see why it would be addicting for certain people.
Yeah, you said it with your first tag with being like the connection. Like it's
Mhm.
kind of good to you feel good when you say something everyone laughs because probably talking about an embarrassing moment or something with your family or just something that happened and you were able to put a spin on it and make people laugh because it's relatable and you connect to them because they understand.
Mhm.
That's like the golden sweet spot when you can get a crowd to just kind of get to know you and see the world through your eyes and then it's like let's go for a ride. Look
Mhm.
how silly I look at the world. Come enjoy this with me.
Do you feel like you've gotten better as a comic? I don't know if that's a tough question to answer, but like, do you feel like you're doing something different, like strategically, like, oh, certain things have bombed, the way I talk, like how long I'm out there, like, or are you just kind of still winging it from week to week?
Oh no. So can you wing it week to week? No. And just because of what we're trying to represent, we want to show that me, Nate, and Paul are making steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
So we do with the regulars. They always see me, Nate, and Paul. Again, all the guys that are always there. We always encourage, especially for an open mic. Don't just come up and do your A plus material. Like save that for a show. You're supposed to be out here working other things. So what I write down
Trying.
during the week, oh, maybe this will work. Okay, go out there. Okay, there's something there, but I didn't build it up the beginning, or the punchline isn't good enough. You should work it. It's fun, I think, even for the audience to see. Oh, I remember him talking about this last week, and then you just say five different words or add a little bit to it, and then they laugh, which they didn't
Yeah.
even laugh the first week. So they can see that you're working it as well. Even the comics that are new, they probably enjoy. Oh, how does Buzz bring something new? He's not really afraid to bomb. Even if he bombed, he's almost. I'm more pissed off if I bomb and go back and be like, I need to make this work. And then if 2 or 3 weeks it bombs, I'm like, it's just not funny. Let it go.
Yeah.
And I'll
Well,
pick it
dude,
up
that's like
later.
the hidden thing about comedy, dude. I don't think people realize like the working comics are doing multiple shows a night, testing stuff, testing stuff, testing stuff, iterating, trying to make things work, finding out maybe it doesn't work, like you just said. It's just like that's what working comedy sounds like it's like.
Right. And you know what? We do actually have some of those. I'm kind of jealous because people that are closer to Portland have nights where they'll go to 2 or 3 sometimes in an evening. And that'd be really fun to just in live time be like, all right, shorten this, don't do this, see if this work better. It'll make you feel better saying it. Even if it doesn't work better, you almost are like, ooh, that sounded more like me. Like I was forcing something earlier. This one didn't get any laughs again because it's very dependent on the crowd. And believe it or not, the crowd is basically the comics you just performed for. Because if there's 3 in Portland, you bet your bottom that at least 10 of them are in each of those rooms when you're doing
Yeah.
your stuff. But I mean, they enjoy it too. Oh, look at that. He
Yeah.
got rid of that thing that didn't make sense. And it still didn't work, but it's closer.
Do you have a favorite comic? Like big timer? I mean, not like a local person, but like someone that's a
Oh,
name
I was going to say,
recognizable.
yeah, I'm cliche because I was going to say my dad for sure, 100%.
Has he done any open mics?
No, he
Is that a
wants to,
thing?
and
Is that
all.
like a thing you would like?
I think he knows he would just go up there and mess around, and he'd do really well. But my
Yeah.
dad knows how to work a crowd, no matter where he is. He's always getting people to
Freaking
laugh. He
Norm? Are you
doesn't need to
kidding me?
do it on stage. He would love to do it. I would love to have him. But my biggest fan, I'm a biggest fan right now of. Hmm. I mean, I just never jumped off the Louis C.K. train. Like, I just really like Louis. He's the man.
He's funny, man.
He's just a silly goofball, and
Yeah.
I think that's what you're supposed to be. But that's a comic, you know. Who doesn't
Yeah.
like physical comedy?
Yeah.
People see that I'm kind of animated, so I can see like Belushi or Farley, they're just animated. Well, there's nothing wrong with trying to emulate that, but I don't think I'd ever be able to do that yet. Stravos Halakis, though, check him out. People keep saying I look like him, and it's such a compliment because he's so much funnier than I. But I love him to death. He's fun.
How about this for an idea? Comedy Mill hosts a roast. Or is that like just
Oh,
such a different type of comedy that it's like, I mean, roasts are freaking tough to pull off with like without hurting people's feelings, I imagine, and like anything goes. It really is like a different type of comedy, but The whole
We've
war
already
scene
done
has
one.
been pretty fun. You have done one.
Yeah, a friend of ours was ending his year of sobriety on purpose and wanted to get roasted. So Nick is Cute got roasted at the Comedy Mill. That's our friend Nick,
Love it.
literally. And no, that means you're on the right path. Yeah, we're gonna do I think we haven't solidified this, so maybe this is an inside scoop for anyone that decided to listen all the way through to 40 minutes. Nate Curran, on his birthday, we want to do some type of like whose line is it anyway. We haven't dipped our toes yet into the improv realm,
Yeah.
but we're exploring. We
It's
don't want to get too big, so we're hurting ourselves, but we are interested in trying new things,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
That's cool, man. Dude, I think that's awesome.
Mhm.
I actually went to go see Whose Line Is It anyways when they were at Merrill Auditorium a few weeks back. It was freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, those guys are the best.
I mean, it's just like, it's different, it's just different comedy, like you watch them and you have a lot of appreciation for what those guys can do. And I'm sure there's certain things that they do from show to show, and there's probably a lot more common elements than I realize, but it is pretty impressive what they do and what they're able to do on a night by night basis.
Yeah, no, I commend those people greatly because they're more in the moment. Like I get a lot of notes if you're going to ask, and I'm going to toot my own horn, is Nate and Paul know what joke I'm going to do. But like it doesn't work, and sometimes my nervousness makes me improv like after it or whatever, and then I do actually get everyone to laugh. But I'm like, I didn't even think of any of this. Like, how the hell did that work? And they were like, well, it's because you were being yourself. And I was like, that kind of makes more sense. You got to find your voice, and everyone's always working on that.
Definitely.
But no, improv is great. I think a lot of us are going to try to. I don't know if I want to. I get enough shit going on, like just life in general, man.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
So it's cool that you guys are thinking of these things, and it's cool to see like the evolution of the Comedy Mill in the past year, and who knows? Like I mean, like we said earlier, sky's the limit. So I mean, you obviously have this big show coming up, and then year 2 is coming, and it'll be fun to see what you guys do.
Yeah, it was excellent, Randy. Thank you very much for having me on the pod. This was amazing.
No sweat, man.
You're the man, dude. We'll do this again. Bring your brother on. We'll talk movies.
You're in the family, so it's like you're just a regular now at this point. So
I know I see Bernard, and he has some good ones. I've checked that out a couple times. I mean, I'm not in real estate right now, but it's still fun to watch you guys go back and forth about what's going on.
I don't know, man. We try to have conversations that we'd have fun, regardless if we're putting it out there to the world. So it's the fact that some people listen and it connects with them, even if it's just a handful of people here and there. Then it's cool by me. So, and I'm glad to have you on and talk about your show. Like, best of luck with things. You were gonna bust my balls about not going to the last one, and I would love to say that I'd come to the next, dude. I don't even know what to say, man. Life is so freaking crazy. It's insane.
Ask my mother. She'll babysit your family, and then you and your wife get to come. I haven't seen Tara in forever.
That's such a great idea. I have Amy babysit my kids. She'd be like, when I come pick them up afterwards, she'd be like, the last time I'm ever doing that.
Not a chance. Your kids will be calling my mother grandma, for crying out loud. Randy, one last plug then, and I'm going to get us out of here. I'm Buzz Gordon. You just watched me on the Randy Forcier podcast. We got our 1-year anniversary show with Brendan, the Brendan Air, seen on Late Night with Seth Meyers, also on Comedy Central. Featuring that show, we have a first-timer at the Comedy Mill, long-timer in the New England area, Connor McGrath. We have the always hilarious and always beautiful Sarah Mather. Sorry, girl. My girlfriend's right there. And then you got me, Nate, and Paul just yucking it up, having the best time ever at our first year of doing shows upstairs at Mulligan's. Huge shout out to Mulligan's too. Thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, man, that's a wrap. Randy, thank you very much, brother.
Dude, I love it, man. Best of luck with the show. Congrats on all the success. And like we said, we'll do it again soon. So,
All right.
buddy.
Thanks, man. Later, bud.
All right. Have a good night.